Bashers. I forgot my coffee. It's in the other room. Shit. What do I do? How are you, Bashers? Pound of power. Coming back for you. Pound of power. And look at this. Look at this. Look at this. The heat is so on. 2026, these guys take no prisoners. Pound of power. In at number one. Dave Fahrenheit 451. Wow, how does that happen? You guys are crazy. Nicholas Rogues, how do you say that? The man who felt earth, apologies for not being able to pronounce this gentleman's name, was released 50 years ago on the 18th of March. 1976. 1976. When do people say that? I always go, God, I want to start doing that. In the year 1976. I just think it sounds smartier. Don't you? I love it. Oh my God, the ancient one, Andy M, is here. Good evening, kind sir. Wishing you and yours only good things. And you know what I have? I have a very special thing just for you called Only Good Things. There he is. Andy M, how are you? Welcome back. We know you're being a good boy, taking care of your parents because you're such a super son. Thank you so much for being such a great basher and all that stuff. What's going on with you? What's going on with you, Andy? And right behind you, happy hump day, Dirk, and all the bashers. It's the beautiful Melly C. It's the Melly C. I'm still wearing the Seiko. I'm just loving the strap so much. It's so comfy. I know I shouldn't wear the same watch on the same day, so let's power it out because there's rumors galore. I'll put on the discontinued one. What's the time on here? Oh, look at that. It takes a licking at it. It's still ticking at it. The time is right. The time is right. Yeah, Ush had a video before of some watches that look like they have been leaked by the Rolexian government. I mean, I don't know. Is it real? Is it not real? I don't know. Some of the pictures look a little AI to me. I don't know. Who knows? In this world, he said, in this world of AI, it's impossible to know because people are making mock-ups of watches all the time. We don't know what they are. We don't know. I don't know. Who knows? I don't know. What do you think is going to happen? Watches and Wonders is around the corner. I've never been. I think it would be fun. But, I've discussed it. I'm like, seems like a lot of expense and travel if you don't have business there and you're not going to make money there and you're not, I mean, I'm not a watch influencer, obviously, even though I pretend to be partially that. By Omega, the people that go there, and they get their videos, I'm sure it helps out for a little while, and it's exciting to see the people we watch there as well. But it's a big money thing. There's a lot of deals going down with dealers and other things that go on at watches. It's not just the new Rolex, the new Piaget, the new Vacheron Constantin. I don't know. That Yachtmaster, I don't see the point of that thing. A full gold with a double rehaut, a stepped rehaut. I don't know. Looked interesting, though. He seems convinced so, and, he says so. Maybe it's true. I don't know. Melly C says, well done, Panel Power. Coming back for you. It's great to have you on the show, Panel Power, every single day. Look at you making it at number one. And Melly C, you're just the sweetest. Andrew Wolkowicz, $5 Canadian. Remember when 30 seemed old? I used to say, in the year 2000, I'm going to be blah, blah, blah. Wow, is that in the rearview mirror now? So far in the rearview mirror. 26 years in the rearview mirror. And that's like when I was going to be an adult and I was going to be a big rock star and I was going to be on the road and I'd host Christmas at my mansion. These are the fantasies you have when you're a child. Because my band was going to be the biggest band in the world. Damn it. And there was no other alternative. Thank you, Andrew. Let's give you a big bang boom for that because you deserve it, Andrew. You're working until 5:30, which means you're here live because I'm doing the show at 6:05 today because I had a couple of errands to run. I had to do it. 5:05 is the show time. It is officially. But 6:05 when Dirk's got to get shit done. And he had to get some shit done today. Also, congratulations to Pat. Look at how gracious you are. You're all so magnanimous, all of you. Glen Parker is the place to be. Glen Parker, is that you? Is that you? Crawling up my stairs, is that you? Is that you crawling up my? Is that you? 5 of you got that, and you know who's going to pop up any second now because I just did that. Evening, all. Hope you're all doing well, and congrats, Panel Power, for the top spot. Glen Parker, is that you? You look like a rock star. You absolutely bloody look like a rock star. You look like a rock star. Look at the rock. Oh, look at the new thing that I did. Ready for this? Watch this. Watch this. Mark. This room, it's supposed to give you my new icon. I made an icon just for my profile because every time I do it, it's Ush, and I'm like, well, he's got his. I need one of my own with some kitty cats. Sometimes you just need some kitty cats in your video. Renaissance is here. Bad stomach upset today. This is the best I can do. Love and blessings to all the bashers. If you have a stomach upset, there's an old schooly remedy that's been out for forever. And I'm not pushing a product. I'm not spruiking a brand. But there is a thing called brioski. Now, that was widely available in the United States when I was a kid. It came in a blue bottle. And it's an effervescent. You take like 2 spoonfuls of that. And I like to put it in like a sparkling water seltzer or club soda. And you drink that down. And I'm telling you, your stomach ache is gone. As long as it's just a benign stomach upset, stomach acid, any of that kind of hoo-ha, upset tummy. It is miraculous. Brioski, Brioschi, Brioski. And I don't see it here very much very often. I do order it online, and I get it from Italy because it's Italian. Who knew? Who knew? Sometimes people don't want to hear the truth. I'll start that over. Sometimes people don't want to hear the truth because they don't want their illusions destroyed. Yeah, well, that's, I think, what I encountered the other day when I was having some political conversations. And it wasn't adversarial or any of that. It was just that, how can you not see this? And I was just trying to explain it as best as I could. And I think that that's the thing with people who know that they're in the wrong camp and have put so many of their eggs in that basket. It's very, very hard, and then it'll just be like Germany. We didn't know. We didn't know. You knew. You knew. You knew. So remember that. We know you knew. No one can construct for you the bridge upon which precisely you must cross the stream of life. No one but you yourself alone. Wow. Yeah, I mean, listen, I see a lot of, what was it the other day that I saw? It was an actor. Like you find out, like, somebody was sitting at a luncheon counter. Luncheon, how old am I? I was sitting at Schraff's in Hollywood, and big Louis B. Mayer came in for Tipperellos, and he saw that beautiful girl at the bar and said, "You're going to be a star." That does happen to people. They get picked out of obscurity because they're beautiful. Somebody saw a photograph, or somebody was driving through the Midwest and they see some beautiful corn-fed girl or boy, and they're just like supermodel, and they see it. They travel to Georgia. And in Europe, I mean, have you ever seen the Georgians? They're freaking gorgeous. They're tall and beautiful. I'll never forget it. When Emmett O'Malley was on tour at some point, and this was in the early days of digital photography, in a phone. And he sent pictures, and he's got a nice eye. He took pictures of people in their everyday, setting flowers on a table, or a woman at a boulangerie, or somebody putting bread out or something like that. And it was just, I've never seen such beautiful people in my life. The women, the men, they were just astonishing. They all looked like they were chiseled out of granite. And I felt that way when I went to Croatia too. I was like, these people are just astonishingly good looking. People will travel down there and they'll see that, but it's very rare that happens. In most places, in stations in life, you have to go build your bridge and find a way to ascend to the heights that you dream of. It's very rare that people get plucked. It happens. It does happen. I never wanted to be a global superstar, but one day I was in the candy store. It happens, but most of us have to put the work in and try. In my particular case, you know, I tried very hard with my band for a very long time. Could we have tried harder? No, I don't think we could have tried harder, but I think what we could have done was have seen the light through the trees. And the light through the trees was we had crossroads that we came upon, that opportunities that looked like disadvantages that we probably should have seen big picture wise were better. Like being on a very small label well, not such a small label, but a smaller label in Europe, and then being offered the big American deal. And we did everything in our power to like, ruin our relationship with that small label because they wanted money. They wanted to make a profit off of this little band they signed that somebody else wanted. And we had lawyers, and the lawyers were like, we're going to fight this. And we shouldn't have. We should have just said, sure, let's just do it. Because sometimes you just got to put in. That's why I do that now. I do a lot of spec work musically for people. Well, let's work together and see how it turns out. And hopefully it'll come to fruition later on. You give a little bit of what your talents are to help enhance a project or start working with somebody. Eventually you hope that your ship comes in. And I think that that's a better way to do, because back in the day we're like, well, we're not going to play live for a year and we're not going to record for them anymore. It was a very, very stupid thing. What we should have done was we should have let them put our album out in the States on a very small label, because that very small label became Roadrunner, which was a huge label. Eventually it became a major label. You do stupid things. Wow, how do you make me talk about so much stuff like that? Crazy. I am a forest and a night of dark trees, but he who is not afraid of my darkness will find banks full of roses under my cypresses. That's beautiful. I'm a forest and a night of dark trees, but he who is not afraid of darkness will find banks full of roses under my. That's beautiful. Where does that come from? It's absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely beautiful. So Renaissance, Julian, we acquiesce to you. Carolyn Martin says, I lived to see it all. Barbara Streisand and Robert Redford as cats. I was wondering how many people would figure that out, and it's usually womankind. Memories like the corners of my mind. Yeah, it's a real kind of tearjerker movie, The Way We Were. I think it's 1974 or three or four. Barbara Streisand, Robert Redford, a classic love story. It involves the Blacklist. It's very interesting take on the Blacklist. And if you don't know what the Blacklist was in America, there was a couple of serious douchebags that were trying to ruin people by having them tattle on their friends that might have been part of the so-called Communist Party, sympathizers or socialists, and it was really bad. People's careers, and there's a lot of famous people that were on the blacklist for years and then eventually got off the blacklist and had careers after that, but many didn't survive. But that movie's kind of about that, and it's about a bunch of other stuff, but it's about a relationship between kind of star-crossed lovers. They have a great thing, and then I'm not going to tell you if you've never seen The Way We Were. It's incredible songs by Marvin Hamlish. It's a great movie, and very famous scene and very quotable. Most ladies aren't movie quoters, but that's a big one for them, because there's a famous line in there at the end of the film when many years have gone by, and the Hubble is Redford and Katie is Barbara, and they hadn't seen each other in a long time, and he's with somebody else and obviously started a family, and they see each other at the plaza, in front of the Plaza Hotel. And they start talking, and she says, "Your girl is lovely, Hubble." It's a big one. What are you going to do? There are no beautiful surfaces without a terrible depth. That's for sure. That's very true. Beautiful surface, the ocean, the sky. It's incredible. So true. All property is theft. I don't know what D lady means, but that's pretty good. All property is theft. Yeah, well, is it? I mean, it's an interesting way of looking at things. Whomever fights monsters should see to it that in the process he does not become a monster. And if you get Julian, I should have known it from the first sentence, of course. And if you gaze long enough into the abyss will gaze back into you. That's the quote I mentioned the other day, the Nietzsche quote. Nietzsche quote. Wow. Yeah, and you know what I found out after the show? I said, I want to find out why that they took that quote out of the movie. And it turns out that the same year some other film started their movie with that quote. And James Cameron didn't want it to look like a copycat, so he pulled it. It was originally on the first run theatrical, and then when the second Prince went out, he had it removed. And the only time it was ever restored for a home video was the director's edition, which I have. It's like a 3 DVD set. It's not Blu-ray or any of that stuff. It's not 1080p. It's 480p. It's horrible. Probably if you put that on one of today's TVs, it'll look like caca. But what a great quote that is. And you're a dirty, dirty bastard. Look at you with that. There is not enough love and goodness in the world to permit giving any of it away to imaginary beings. Wow, does that open up a can of worms? Boy, does that open up a can of worms. You know, the only way I would disagree with that is I think that it's a great training ground for love, unlimited love. Because sometimes that love, particular imaginary being love, is oftentimes unrequited love. You put so much effort into that, and maybe you don't see the dividends. It's true. So it's a very interesting way of looking at stuff. Fascinating and very provocative. You provocateur. Have you ever seen Julian do a bunch of emojis? It's pretty great. But does this say something here? Let's see what it's. I don't read emojis like the kids can. Like okay, so we got the curious. I love the guy with the monocle. But what does that say? If you could tell me in the rest of the chat, I'd be so very grateful. And he was casting out a demon, and it was mute. When the demon had gone out, the mute man spoke, and the crowds were amazed. Wow, Julian, incredible, beautiful. Handsome Joe, handsome Joe. What's up, evening bashers? It's Joe the Faro. Hey, Jojo, where are you? Where you been? We missed you, Joe. I gotta get my coffee because I'm without a coffee right now. So hold on, let me put my drawer back. I took my drawer out to do that. Hold on, I'll be right back. I made myself that. Whoa, look at that. Crash. The genie fell off. That was most interesting. My green screen fell down. Yes, I do have to step over something to get in this little pit that I'm in. I needed my coffee in the most mega way, in the most delightful way. That was fun, right? My green screen fell down. I have it hooked up. I have these two hooks. Behind me is a wall with a window and a bunch of guitars all over the walls. And I have it on two guitar hooks that I don't use, all the way over there and all the way over there. And somehow I just cajole it right off the hook. But how fun. There it is. The beard is off Santa Claus. Eric Bell, the guy with the biggest hands in the whole wide world on the iBashers Network. Hey, buddy, how are you today? And Ray Ray, evening all. He's here. What are you doing? Ray Ray? Robbins, why did you leave? Where are you going? Don't act weird. Robin's Bird, the incomparable ladies of the Bash. Hey, ladies of the Bash, and Brad Crozier. Good evening, Dirk. How was your day? My day today was uh it was a rose day, and I didn't get one thing accomplished that I really meant to do, and I didn't do it. I'll have to do it tomorrow. Was I was on the phone with her utilities to try to figure out a couple of things that I thought were odd, like a relatively high electric bill. And it turns out about a month or so ago, she's always cold. And I have her heat cranked, and she pays for her own heat. So it's not cheap. So I got her one of these kind of new fangled, tall space heaters because she used to use one of those oil filled ones that looks like an old radiator, or as you say in New York City, radiator. And it the plug was faulty, so I got rid of it because the last thing you want in the world was fire. So I got her this space heater, and it's really great. It's tall. It's maybe about 2.5 feet tall. But holy shit, that thing is a juice whore because it doubled her electric bill. And the other thing that I was doing was I decided that for television, I have her TV on all day long, like I do. If I'm not there, which is, I'm not there all day long, I'm there many, many times a day, and it takes me 35 seconds to get there from this chair. And I always have her on camera. Um, I wanted to get her German language television because she'll be 89 years old this year, and I see her watching. The news program. We have a cable news network here called New York One. She'll watch that, and I put on like Hallmark or something very benign, because sometimes this is a woman who as a child, lived through Nazi Germany. So there are certain things like she can't eat soup because that's what they used to ration them during World War II. And she's got listen, she's got amazing memories of being a child in the early 40s, before the end of the war when it got really ugly. Because in the beginning he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna rise up all the Germans. We're gonna rise from World War One, and people will respect us." This big nationalist, kind of, "You're German, you're the Aryans," and all that stuff. And she herself is one. She's a blue-eyed blonde beauty, and her family were perfect Aryans, but they were not Nazis. And her father tried to get them to get out for a while, and you know, they kept choosing him to represent their particular village, and they wanted him in so she's got lots of horrible memories of being in that world. So and how did I get to this point? Oh yeah, so she won't eat soup. There's a couple of things that she won't do as an older person, but I decided that she told me the other day that these people are talking too fast on TV, and it was the news. So I was like, wait a second, because German is her first language. So I ordered like one of these little boxes that our cable company comes up with, and there's a couple of German channels on it. Because I'm like, listen, why don't I just have German TV on all day so she can absolutely roll with that, even though she's been speaking English for 50 years. It's not her native tongue, and like when it's funny because like you have a conversation with her, as you're slowing down and your brain gets older, conversations are less fluid. But she gets on the phone with her best friend, and they are yakety yakking in German like it's nothing. So that was the thing. I got through ordering all that today, and I was supposed to go to the store that the cable company store that's about a half a mile down the road. I just had so much laundry to do, and I just couldn't do it. So it was mostly a Rose Day getting her act together down there because it was necessary stuff I had to do. But and I did get a hour and a half nap because I'm reading Joan Collins' book, audiobook, which reading means I'm listening to it because I'm a child and it's bedtime stories. And it's juicy and fun. And she was married to Anthony Newley, who I love. You know, I'm a big Anthony. If you don't know who he is, he wrote Everything Under the Sun. Um, he wrote Goldfinger, and he wrote What Kind of Fool Am I? He wrote Candyman. He wrote Pure Imagination. The list goes on and on and on. He wrote Feeling Good. Amazing stuff. I think we'll see a continued drift towards precious metals. I agree. Talking about the watch, yeah, I think, I mean, Rolex last year put out the Land Dweller, right? Okay, Land Dweller. It went over big for 5 seconds, like the Cubitist did for, well, Cubitist was, people loved it and hated it. When I think square watches, I don't think Patek, I think Cartier. I think Jules Lecoutre, or, I don't think that, so I don't know. Land Dweller made a big, that was a new model. Ooh, I mean, it really was oyster quartz, really. Right? It's oyster quartz. I thought it was okay. I wasn't that thrilled, even though Roger Federer was wearing it ad nauseum. I think that green dial date that they have there, it just seems like novelties. I don't see them doing anything. I don't know. Are they going to put out a Milgauss for the 70th anniversary? My official prediction is no. I think they're going to wait till 75. But then again, I don't know, and nor does anyone know what Rolex normally does. I don't know. Green dial, green crystal. So I don't know. If that Daytona non-contrast subdial Daytona is a model, I just don't think anybody needs that. You can't even produce enough of the Daytonas that everybody does want. Everybody wants the two-tone. Everybody wants the Panda dial. Make more of those. Why are you diluting? It just seems kind of stupid to me. I mean, Rolex came out with a new model last year, so that's not going to happen. Are they going to bring back something? I mean, what are they going to bring back? The only thing they could bring back really is the Milgauss. They're not going to bring back, things from super yesteryear. I think maybe the Submariner is going to get a new color choice. I think maybe, I don't think there's going to be a Coke. I think they're going to wait until people's heads explode before they do that. A ceramic bezel Coke. It's never happened. I think that people want it. People have been asking for it. But also, bigger watches are out. People are going back to 36, 38, 40. The big watch craze is finished. You see all these petite men wearing these clocks on their wrists, and it just looked so bizarre, I mean, 40 millimeter watch on a 7.25 wrist. I mean, that's the right size, it's the right size. I like watches that look appropriate on one's wrist. Can we talk about the Oscars and some of those horrible? I so wished we were doing Watch Fashion Police, because I had so much to say about, holy crap-a-rooney, man. The shit that went on with the menswear. It was so freaking hideous. The break on gentlemen's trousers is now covering the shoes like it's 1971 and people are wearing platforms. The color combinations, the slim waist with the silver or gold expandable belts, pointy shoes, the lapels and the collars and the flounce. I like menswear. I like a well-dressed, well-tailored man. Color is great. Color pops. Use color as your rebellion. But some of these, they were just not Oscar worthy. They were just hideous. Some of these people look like they're in the new version of Aladdin. They were so horrible. I think most of the women looked beautiful. There was a lot of Louis Vuitton on the show, and that was nice. But the menswear was just, what the problem is? It's like it wasn't menswear. It was women's wear, and men were wearing it. And that's fine too. But I don't know, I just got tired that it's so on trend. It's so fleek. It's so on fleek, which is the new fetch. I didn't like it at all, but who knows? Dirk, did you put that picture of Laverne in a frame on the wall? The picture? No, I didn't. But what I did do is I brought it to the frame shop next door, and I put it on the thumb drive. And I said, "Can you do me a favor and can you put this on paper and can you frame it for me?" I have a frame shop right next door to me, and I'm very friendly with the fellas over there. And so yes, I'm absolutely doing that, and I will treasure it forever. And he asked me what size, and I said, I think I want to go with two versions, because one for like to enter the apartment, and then I want a smaller one for maybe a hallway. So he said he's going to get back to me with what he's got in inventory, and then we could talk about the sizes. But yes, and I will, right? And Joe LaFaro for Brioski. I have two big bottles. Remember the blue bottle, Joe? It doesn't come in that anymore. It comes in a clear bottle with a very Italian looking wrapper on it now, because you can't get it. I don't think they make it here in the States. I don't know who did, but they did back in the day. Glenn Parker, haha, it was my 21st birthday a million years ago. A friend recently found it and sent it to me. We all got suited up and went to Paris for a few days. Wow. He's cleaned it up in Photoshop. I'm telling you, man, that looks now. Listen, you look like a rock star, but look at the proper waistcoat and the properly fitted jacket and the beautiful lapel. That's a very cool. I always thought that rock stars wearing really beautiful tailored suits was a great look. And that only lasted for a couple of years because I hate the rockers that look like they need to get some shampoo. I always have two words for them: cream rinse. But you'd see baggy, dirty jeans or flannel shirts or, just tired old leather. I always hated that. But when you'd see like a rock star with, shampooed hair, I'm not talking about like the spray to poison people and all that ridiculousness. I'm talking about, you'd see like David Coverdale and he'd be wearing like Givenchy and he'd look chic, and he'd, have a silver cigarette case or, I mean, they had accessories, beautiful watches. Now, of course, in the 80s, everybody's wearing teeny tiny and everybody's wearing gold, 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 gold. But you look great in that picture, man. You should keep that forever. It's fantastic. Andy, the Ancient One, says Travis Fimmel, who was Ragnar Lothbrok in the show Vikings, was properly discovered while working out in a gym. See, it can happen. I don't. I mean, it can happen. Look. You could be in another. Look at the new thing now, or not the new thing, but Arnold Schwarzenegger became the biggest movie star in the world. The Rock became the biggest movie. They were in bodybuilding and WWF or whatever it's called now. I don't know. They keep changing the letters around. It happens, but it's rare. It's rare if you think about people that are the biggest top earners in the world. Most of them didn't get discovered in the candy store. Most of them worked pretty hard, but it does happen. I don't know who Travis Fimmel is, so let me Google him. Oh, this guy. I do know him. Oh, shit. I absolutely 100%. See, I didn't know his name. That's a weird name. The only Travis I could think of is our Travis. Where's our Travis been? Where's our Travis? Travis, we miss you. Okay, yeah, I know this guy. Of course I know him. Sure. Oh, yeah. Vikings, Black Snow, Warcraft, Dune. He's in the Dune movies. Well, then, so he's doing pretty well. Oh yeah, this guy. And he was discovered in a gym, huh? Isn't that nice? Good for him. I mean, I love those stories. Harrison Ford was an actor and he was discovered while he was a carpenter. He was actively auditioning for parts, but somebody saw him on a building site and gave him, like, I don't know if that was his big break, but it was a break nonetheless. Um, Listen, people who come from incredible DNA stock, anybody who's exceedingly beautiful has a leg up. And beauty, yes, is in the eye of the beholder, but there are standards of beauty too. And then look at the people, like look at the Halle Berrys and the Elizabeth Hurleys of the world. Both of them, Jennifer Aniston, they all got nose jobs before they became super famous. Watch Passenger 57 and you're like, what? I mean, she's one of the most beautiful women in the world, but man, she had a honker on her. And sometimes I told you I knew a girl that was Persian, one of the most beautiful girls you ever saw in your life. She just had a big hump on her nose, and she said, "I'm just going to get it fixed," and she did, and she became literally the most exquisite creature that God has ever. And she's 6 feet tall. It was outrageous, outrageous. People who are beautiful have a leg up. People with talent, there's lots of people with talent. I think beauty is rarer than talent. True beauty. I think there's a lot of very, very talented people in the world, and we see it all the time. We didn't have Watch Fashion Police, but we over on my little text chain with Ush and Em and Paul and everybody and Dana, we talked about a little bit about the people at the Oscars, and Paul made a comment that the girl that won for Hamnet, um, Jessie Buckley, right? That she looked like the Burger King's wife, and then I googled the Burger King's wife, and she did. Meanwhile, it was haute couture, but it was weird rose and red, very odd combination. But I watched a couple of more things with her in that outfit. And I'm like, she looks pretty good. So I don't know, but it would have been fun. It would have been great, sassy episode, I think, because the menswear was just so gross. Hey, Mark in Brooklyn. Hey, if you spent 1 million per day since Jesus was born, you wouldn't even have spent 1 trillion. The U.S. national debt is 38 trillion. And it's moving on up. It is moving on up. I mean, I don't know what else to say about any of that. New Yorkers, the end of your past and the place of rebirth. It's a very interesting place we're in right now. Alka-Seltzer is basically Brioski plus aspirin. Oh, does Brioski have aspirin in it, Jojo? Shit. I'm going to go get the Brioski, okay? Hold on. I have it. This would make a pretty good percussion instrument, too, if I wanted it to. Here we go. Brioski. Aspirin, huh? Not in this one. Sugar, so maybe the American one did. Sugar, sodium bicarbonate, malic acid, glucose syrup, natural lemon flavor. Yeah, so this is the Italian one. So the Italian one doesn't have it. That's the only one I can find now, though. The Brioski. Maybe the blue one does or didn't it? Let's see. You could just take some out and change the tone. It's pretty good. The last thing I remember tasting before I had my appendix taken out was Brioski, because I was ill, like so ill, September 10th. So ill that I drank a big glass of Brioski and then just threw up for 8 hours straight before I took myself to the hospital, because all I could taste was that bicarbonate lemon flavor. And they asked me, they said, have you eaten anything? Because they had to do surgery. And I was like, well, no. I told them I had Brioski about 12 hours ago, and I've thrown up 800 times since then. And they were like, what's Brioski? The Way We Were is a great movie. It's a great movie. It's a great movie. Let's see. I'm not going to get in trouble for showing any of this, right? 73 or 74? 73. Memories like the corners of my mind, misty watercolor memories of the way we were. Who did a nice version of that? I hate Beyonce. I actually hate her. I can't stand her. She's obnoxious. She did a beautiful version at the Kennedy Center Honors many years ago. It was very nice. She did a nice job. She sang it straight, which means she can. So this is The Way We Were. Robert Redford, Sidney Pollack, of course, who I always had a Superman crush on. I just think I see him in interviews. He just seems like one of the most beautiful people ever. Who's in this movie? Barbara, Bob, Sally Kirkland, Lois Childs. There you go. And James Woods is in that. I forgot all about Susan Blakely. Yeah, let's see. The Way We Were is a 73 romantic drama directed by Sidney Pollack, the incomparable Sidney Pollack. Incredible. From the novel of the same name. Oh, Arthur Lawrence? Oh, shit. Arthur Lawrence wrote the screenplay for West Side Story. Wow. Box office success, the film was nominated for several awards and won the Academy Award just for dramatic song, dramatic score, and best original song. I haven't watched this in a long time. It's a great, great movie. It's a real huggy, kissy. It's a super romantic film if you've never seen it, and it's one. I mean, it's great. Robert Redford didn't want to do it because he said this guy has no convictions, and she wanted him really badly. And she was already a very big star at that point, and he was, but not as big as her yet. This was the early 70s was when Robert Redford really exploded. You know, he had Butch and Sundance and All the President's Men and so many amazing movies. Amazing, amazing, amazing. But yeah, plop, plop, fizz, fizz. Oh, what a relief it is. I forgot to add that to Joe LaFaro. That's a great one of the greatest jingles of all time. And you know whose father wrote it? Juliana Margulies from ER and other shows. The judge's wife or the attorney's wife or what was that called? It's somebody's wife. Juliana Margulies' father wrote plop, plop, fizz, fizz. Oh, what a relief it is. Beer is now cheaper than gas. Drink, don't drive. Yeah, it's true. Well, here's the thing with, like, did he not think that the whole rest of Europe was going to tell him to go fuck himself? I mean, after the tariffs and the NATO and the UN shit, do you think that of course they did. They told him to go piss off because he's been a dick. And why would they want to help him? And thus help us. So what's going to happen? It was so funny right before this Iran thing, stupid thing he did. The price of gas was getting to a tolerable level for people. And people are like, see, I told you so. And now think about this. If you're going to book airfares, if you're going to, go anywhere, the price of fuel is going to get really, really expensive. Now, I know that airplanes run on benzene, right? So I'm not, panel power, you're a chemist. Benzene, B-N-Z-I-N, right? Benzene is a colorless, highly flammable, volatile mixture of hydrocarbons typically derived from petroleum. Okay, so it is all this from the same spot, but not from the dinosaurs, as we found out. Just other kinds of organic and dinosaurs, I guess. Everybody said if you're going to book tickets to anywhere you're going to fly to, you better do it now because the prices are going to go through the roof. So, hey, careful. Norma Shearer in the winter of 1945 saw a picture of an 18-year-old Janet Leigh at a ski resort. See, that's cool, man. I love that story. And I know who Norma Shearer is. Do you want to hear a very sad story about Norma Shearer? Paul met her in the 70s. In the 70s, he lived in Los Angeles. His parents got divorced and they became bicoastal. And somebody he knew had a job in the actor's retirement home. And she was in there. And he was in there. And they're like, that's Norma Shearer. And he went, oh, hello, Miss Shearer. And she grabbed his hand and she wouldn't let go of him. That's, where a lot of I forget what the name of it. It's a very famous facility where a lot of stars from Hollywood's yesteryear go to convalesce, and it's kind of basically like a convalescence home. That's how Janet Leigh was discovered. How great is that? Jamie Lee Curtis's mom, married to Tony Curtis. Incredible. Janet Leigh, psycho. Incredible. She was a very cool lady. The goal is to die with 200 memories, not dreams. That's amazing. The other movie with the Abyss quote is Wall Street. Oh, is that what it is? Oh, shit. Well, the one I saw in there was not Wall Street. It was something else even. Did Wall Street and the Abyss come out the same year? Let's see what that was. Let's get that. Okay. Quote. Oh, did that not go anywhere? Sorry about that. Okay. Uh, and if you gaze long into the abyss also looks as beyond good and evil. Okay, that's what it's from. And most notably as the opening in the 1988 thriller Criminal Law. That is where I read about. It's a movie in 1988. Now, The Abyss came out in 1989. So that's why he pulled it. Crazy, right? Crazy stuff. The great and powerful Oz. Do not look at the man behind. Oh, incredible. 3 roles in that movie. Amazing. Jenson Button wore a land dweller at the Australian Grand Prix last week, and it looked pretty good. Yeah, no, it's not an ugly watch. It's a pretty watch. It's got that flat Jubilee. But is it exciting? I don't know. What would excite you guys for watches? I don't know. 1908 white gold on a bracelet, land dweller rose gold, 36 millimeter yellow gold OP. That's what's well. That is very specific, Andy the Ancient One. Drooby do coffee in my JoJo glass. Thank you, JoJo. I missed them. It keeps your coffee so hot. And I like a hot cup of coffee. I will drink it cold, I'll eat airport pizza. There's very few things. I don't eat animals, but there's very few things that I won't. I'll drink cold coffee. I'll eat cold pizza. I don't like cold pizza, but I'll eat it. And I'll eat crappy pizza. But there's very few things that I don't like. Flat beverages, and I don't like ice. I do not put ice in my beverages. My beverages, if they're cold, they're cold. If they're not, they're not. Excluding, like a spritz, like a great, spritz that needs it. But I've never put ice in my drinks. I love speaking to older people. They have stories worth listening to. You learn so much every single day. Every single day, you learn so very much, and it's beautiful. I couldn't concur more. Let's dance. Put on your red shoes and dance the blues. Let's swing. I mean, Bowie. Bowie reinvented the wheel how many times? I mean, he was, first he was the Anthony Newlywed Cat. He did all that stuff in the very beginning. Then Ziggy. Then Aladdin Sane. The Thin White Duke. I mean, he just kept changing and changing with gasoline. I mean, fucking Bowie, man. His version of Wild as the Wind is my absolute favorite. Love me, say you do. Let me make your dreams come true. But your life is like the wind, and wild is the wind. Oh, he's so great, man. I met Travis Fimmel on the set of Viking Season 1. I'll send some behind-the-scenes photos of the Gallery of Bashtards. Cool. How great is that? Toaster McDonkey! That was used to be true before woke. Now you get a leg up if you ain't white, straight, and check off lots of diversity boxes like being fat. Why don't you tell them what you really think? I was very happy to see Michael B. Jordan win the Oscar. I didn't see Sinners, but I've seen him in lots of other things, and I think he's an extraordinary actor. And I sat through Ethan Hawke's portrayal of Loren's Heart, which was a horror show. Sure, the acting was fine, but it felt like a one-act play. It was so abysmal. I think that there was a time. Listen, people get guilty. They get guilty. But hasn't your guy erased that from every? It's no longer. You don't have to vote for people of color and trans people anymore. Isn't that what your guy is all espousing? That you don't have to do that anymore because you were obligated. There was a law that you had to do that. I'm not going to buy that at all. I don't think so. I think the whole DEI thing is as stupid as Trump derangement syndrome. It was just an excuse for people who have an actual clear thought process and an opinion. Oh, they just dismiss them as crazy people. Well, that's a way to do it. Sure. Travis is a good old Aussie bloke. He looks like a big rugger. No, Brioski does not have aspirin. Oh, Alka-Seltzer does. Oh, shenanigans, Jojo. You know, I don't have any. Maybe I do have Alka-Seltzer. But this stuff, if you can get this, dearest Julian, or if you need it shipped to you, I would oblige. This stuff is miraculous. I've not had it since I had my appendix taken out. Brioski will not cure pen. Jojo. So I took a glass of that, right? And Paul has these Brioski lozenges that he bought in an airport in Rome or something. And I drank it and I went, uh-oh, and then just proceeded to vomit for like 10 hours straight. It was there was 3 seconds in between drinking that and vomiting. It was so crazy. Remember the Coca-Cola song in the other? I'd like to teach the world to sing in perfect harmony, perfect time. I'd like to buy the world a Coke and keep it company. That's the song I sing. That is the finale of Mad Men. Brad, if you've never seen Mad Men, I remember when that happened. My head exploded. Not only is that it will go down as one of the greatest shows ever in the history of the world. And you should watch that. Topster, have you ever watched Mad Men? Right up your street. I mean, guys are pinching girls' asses and saying, hey, toots. And black people are suppressed. And, they're just to help. And, yeah, it's a white man's world. And, you'll love it. So all that good, racism shit was still alive and well in the world. Mad Men. And then the end of the show, I'm being a smarty pants, you know that. But, not really. The end of Mad Men is Don Draper gets... I'm not going to say anything, because if you've not seen it, or if you're from Queens, you say, I seen it. Jet fuel is kerosene. With kerosene. Right, kerosene, jet fuel. Why did I say benzene? Jesus Christ. What was I doing? Kerosene or paraffin is a clear combustible hydrocarbon petroleum. Yeah, it's still the same shit. Yep, it's jet fuel, kerosene. Why did I say benzene? Benzene? Where am I coming up with benzene? With kerosene. Stevie Ray Vaughan couldn't believe it when he saw Bowie fake the lead guitar in the Let's Dance video. Oh, did he do that? Like his parts on that? Ugh, that's terrible. Nietzsche created the Übermensch as someone who can stare into the abyss, the void of meaning, and overcome it by creating new values. Wow. Brad saw David Bowie in concert. I saw David Bowie at Queens College. Go figure that. In concert at Toronto in 1987. Let's Dance. The album was out. The ticket was $22. I'd go see everybody if it was $22, The Seekers, that's right. Fantastic. Mad Men sounds like the 1960s. It is totally that, Brett. The Mad Men is the Mad Men, the guy that wrote Matthew Weiner, who created that, The Apartment, is certainly a major inspiration as an office drama. And you'll see it in the set design of Sterling Cooper in the first 5 seasons when they had this one particular office on Park Avenue. It is very reminiscent. Now, I don't know if you know this about The Apartment. Billy Wilder, genius, probably my favorite filmmaker of all time. The set that they were in, the office set with the steno pool with all the typewriters and all that stuff, it was built in full size, but they angled it to make it look bigger, to make the perspective. It was incredible. You can see a lot of stuff on that. Anyway, I'm yakety yak. It's time for the Gallery of Bashtards.
The Gallery of Bashtards. Send me the shots, the sublime, the absurd. The Gallery of Bashtards. You share them with me, and I share with
the world. We're starting out hard and heavy. This very rarely, if ever, happens that we start out with Eminem Madness.
Eminem Madness, Mork and Mindy Madness. Eminem Madness, Mork and Mindy Madness.
way that ends. I gotta edit that. I love this. Look at beautiful girl. What kind of sign is that, Melly C? That is very cool. How cute is she? Well, the president. Oh, look at him. Morgan Mindy Madness. Oh my gosh, she's so cute today. She looks so petite. She looks so petite. Look at that. Andy M, Melly C. Legends. The legends that you are. Ray Ray. What do you got here? Oh, some bicycle shots there. Are you on the way to the pub? Are you on the way to the pub? What you doing there on your cycling about? Oh, look at that rusty chains upon me. Look at that. Yep, that's Ireland. There you go. That's Ireland, my friends. God, I was a kid. I remember everybody had thatched roofs in the West. Everybody still had them back then. Ray Ray's got some others. Oh, look at this, baby cakes. Oh, amazing. Look at this cutie pie. Oh my God, what an adorbs. What an adorbsy. I mean, is this part corgi? Part shepherd? What is, oh my God, what a kind of, he's so cute. Look at the eye color on this fella. Look at that. Oh God, I just know what that weather smells and feels like. Oh my God, what's going on here? I guess this is Patty's Days and you are the shepherd. You are the shepherd killer. Look at that. Look at that. Jesus Christ. I mean, that is amazing. Raphael. Gotta trim the neck up, baby. You gotta trim the neck up. Amazing. Supporting your Palestinian brethren. Very nice move. And what do we got here? And okay, ready, ladies and gentlemen. Sir Julian. Let me get some appropriate music for Julian. Something beautiful. I gotta put together a great classical. I gotta ask Julian what he wants. I think when I think of him, I mean, I don't think of anything bombastic. I think of something more beautiful, or maybe he'd like some opera. I don't actually know. I don't like that. Yes, he's nice. Okay, let's start it out. Ladies and gentlemen, the incomparable Sir Julian Huxley and his mistress, London. And thank you again for that beautiful portrait of Laverne yesterday. It destroyed my soul, as everyone could see full well. Gray sky is looking at me. Oof. Wow. Where is that? Is this in some kind of a train shed? Look at that. London's got so much sick stuff. Wow. And St. Paul's, of course. Incredible. Look at the light. How the hell is that happening? What kind of bricks are those? Wow. Sumptuous. Oof. Man, look at her. She looks like a murderess with her beauty. Wow. What happens if I do that? Yeah, that's better. Let's do that. Who is this man? Or is it a statue? I can't tell. That's incredible. What? I can't tell what this is either. Looks like an aqueduct, but it's obviously a bridge of some kind. Oh, yeah. Luscious, Julian. So much texture. Beautiful. You can never tell what time of day or night it is in Julian's work. It's just Julian time, which would be a great name for your exhibition in London town. Julian time. Oof. That is amazing. You can never tell what time it is. And I just realized that now. I mean, having watched his work now for a couple of years, I never know exactly what time of day it is or night. Because Julian keeps you in suspense. She's mesmerizing. That's just crazy mental. Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, the incomparable Sir Julian. Thank you, kind sir. As always, delicious. Now let me put me back. Okay, I'm back. Yeah, it's so funny. I don't know how to use all these, right? I should know how, and I don't. So you do that, you could do that, you could do this, you could do half screen, you could do full screen. That's for the other stuff. I got to get used to that. I never use those. Bush uses them like crazy. I don't use them at all. I don't know how. Guess who, says Carolyn Martin. Oh, Jays, somebody following when we were Wednesdays to the letter. Send a letter, Carolyn. Oh, look at this. Oh, my God. That you was a Bambini? Oh, my God. And where are you at? Are you at Coney Islands, where you look like you're at a ride somewhere? Look at that photograph. Oh, that is fantastic. Wow. Is that your pop? Great glasses on him, huh? Jesus. You know, you look exactly the same. Can I just say that? You have an 8. You look the same. That's so unbelievable. Oh, these are great. Look, that's what menu. What was it that we were watching the other day? Uh Somebody said something about men in the 50s. Oh, look, he put a shirt and tie on. Everybody wore a shirt and tie every day to go pick up the mail, to go to the supermarket, to go to the bank. Everybody, that's what they wore. I'm not saying that you have to wear that now, but it was a better time. He just looks better. Look at it. He's rocking those glasses, huh? You look like a total combo of your mom and dad. Look at this action. Have you tried to throw these photographs into AI to get them to? Sometimes it works. There's some companies can clean this shit up. I used to clean up photographs for fun in Photoshop. But now there's AI, so what's the point of it? And it'll fix it. I'll see if I throw it into mine, see if it works. Because wouldn't that be amazing? Because you see them, you see what they do now. I'm addicted to those videos where it's like, you walk, like there's Judy Garland, and then there's Frank, and then there's Peggy Lee, and then there's, Hermione Gingold. Or Hermione Badley. You can pick your Hermione's, but like Doris Day, and they recreate these videos. It's amazing to me. Carolyn, that is sublime and beautiful. Your family is just absolutely gorgeous. Jojo LaFaro says land dweller in the wild. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You know what it is? Here's my problem with the land dweller. I'm just gonna say it. Because why not? It's dainty. It's dainty. It's a dainty men's watch. I think it's a ladies' watch. I think it's much better for the ladies. I think it's dainty on the fellas. It's a dainty watch. It's beautiful. I mean, it's an oyster quartz. Really modern oyster quartz with a flat jubilee. It's great looking, but dainty, right? Am I wrong? Am I wrong? Who cares? Am I wrong? I think so. It's dainty. I mean, if you're going to pull that watch off and be a manly man, it better be full gold. Just saying, because, you look like maybe you're working at the social club. Amazing, JoJo. Fantastic. Viking season 1, panel power. Oh, this is sick. Look at the production on this stuff, man. Wow. Look, I've never seen any of these shows. Never seen Game of Thrones. I wore shorts until I was master. They used to dress boys until you were, I don't know, 13, 14. I don't know what age you became Mr. But my grandmother used to write master on all my, birthday cards and things like that. That's what they wrote. That's what people did. Master. Incredible. Look at this shot. It's amazing. Wow. It takes a village, my friends. Look at that action. Wow. I'm sure I would like these shows if I watched them. I just am afraid of all the, like how long is Game of Thrones? How many seasons? Everybody I know watched it, but me. Don't know. Wow. Look at this cool stuff. Very cool stuff, man. Very cool. That's sick. Great. Yeah. That's it. Very light on the Gallery of Bastards tonight, but hey, if you want to send in some pictures for tomorrow, you know how to do it. Basherdirk@gmail.com. That is Basherdirk@gmail.com. That's how you do it. Thanks so much. Here's my Patreons. Thank you, everybody who contribute to the show, and thank you to all the YouTube members. That thing's kind of much bigger than I thought it was going to be, and I'm grateful. But I thank all my beautiful Patreons who've hung in there and kept this daily show going because it's my favorite thing in the whole wide world. Joe LaFaro, $4.99 for wearing shorts and being called master. Do you remember that? You did. We're the same ballpark, right? Unbelievable. Yeah. All of my cards always said master on them. Isn't it so funny? And I wore shorts like Auntie Mame. Remember that when he finally got was it a song? No more damn short pants or something like that. Jojo was a man. Handsome Joe. Let's give you something nice. Let's give you the Thank you, handsome Jojo. Where is he? Oh, Andrew's here. Anyone else had an argument with a cat and know it before you've already lost? I've always lost every argument I've ever had with a cat. Keep calm and it's keep calm and carry on. Very cool. Everybody in America loves the mind the gap thing. The people in the US are annoying the hell out of me. $3 a gallon. Oh, boo hoo hoo. No sympathy for me. We have a 2.3 euros for a liter. Yeah, a liter's a lot smaller than a gallon. Yeah, I know. And because it's a big bloated place where people want, they want to supersize it. Supersize me, Jer O'Malley. Supersize me. Supersize me. So, yeah, that's how it goes. How are you, beautiful, beautiful Jer O'Malley? Beautiful Jer O'Malley. Beautiful Jer. You celebrating your second youngest, right? He's the second youngest, right? Yes, he is. Your second youngest birthday. Emmett's birthday week. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Emmett O'Malley. Happy birthday to you. We were in Mexico a year ago. That was a year ago. We went to Cancun for the big shindig. And it was a lot of fun. I didn't think I'd have a good time, but I did. I did. With gasoline. Brad Crozier, cute puppy. Ray, says Robin's Bird. Oh, yeah, $1.60 a liter for gas here. Over $2 for diesel. Diesel is not something that's used here in the States and hasn't been. I know when we were in Croatia, we had a Mercedes rental car that ran on diesel. It was a TDI, and that thing was freaking amazing, I have to say. Doesn't have the horsepower, but it's fine. A few of Julian's pictures reminds me of the 1927 film. Well, Fritz Lang's Metropolis, one of the greatest films in the history of the world. I mean, the beginning of cinema, but the visionary. And most modern people will realize that Queen's Radio Gaga is a play. If you watch the video for Radio Gaga, where they're in that air car, it's very Fritz Lang. Beautifully done. We hope you have a great time, Ray. I changed my bed sheets and Senor is pissed with me. He was comfortable. Deal with it. It was time. You got to do what you got to do. Andy says, outstanding, Julian. Of course. Time stands still with Sir Julian. Agreed. You can never tell with him. And then Melly sees Love and Carolyn's pictures. So cute. A shirt and tie and a hat and a cigarette, and the ladies wore dresses and gloves. Gentlemen wore hats. Ladies wore gloves. Miss Martin, brilliant pics. Absolutely beautiful. Incredible. My grandfather always wore at least a suit jacket, even if no tie. Yeah, they always did. The boys under 12 never wore long pants. Yeah. Brilliant pics, Panel Power. Yeah, those are gorgeous. Gorgeous. I knew a kid, last name Bates. Oh Jesus, you're a terrible boy. He's my baby boy. He is indeed, and we love him. St. Joseph's Day tomorrow, Father's Day in Italy. Correctamundo. Thank you so much, JoJo, for letting us know. Gifted one Basher membership. You're out of control, person. You're showing the love. Showing the love. Thanks, you guys, for a beautiful show. When you were Wednesdays. If you've got pictures you want to show for tomorrow's show, you know how to do it. It's basherdirk@gmail.com. That's basherdirk@gmail.com. You share it with me. I share it with the world. You know all of those tunes. Emmett wrote them all. I didn't write any of them. I wrote I don't think I wrote any of them. He wrote them all. He wrote the theme and the all of them. That's all the genius that is Emmett O'Malley, because he's great. We love you. Guys, thanks so much. Remember to hold the door open. Remember to say please and thank you. More than ever, courtesy is contagious. And remember to respect your elders. Please always do that. And if you encounter somebody who's just not so nice, could be having a bad day, give them the rope to hang themselves, because everybody's worth it. Unless, of course, you find out they're just a goddamn